Good evening, everybody. Request all the members here to please take their seats. And members outside who are having your refreshments, please come into the hall. Okay, so once again, a very good evening to all the charter members, associate members, institutional members, and all of you present here today. It is my great privilege to have Lieutenant General Arjun Ray, PVSM, VSM retired, who's the founder, MD, and CEO of Indus Trust in Bangalore, here with us today. I've known General a long time before the TiE event. I've known him from the side of being an amazing leader, but I'm so excited to listen to his story and more insights today. So many of you know me here that I do my emceeing impromptu in all events, but over the years. But this is the first time I have a full script because General inspires so much of discipline and ensures that everything is well calculated and well planned, which I'm sure is bugging him now because we are about 16 minutes late. Sorry, General, but it's a weekend and people here take some time to assemble. So thank you, everybody, for this evening, and I'm sure that you'll have a wonderful day.
I always blame the traffic. In Mysore, you can't blame the traffic.
We are actually early to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, people have come here all prepared to not go home until it's done completely and they have a great dinner and drink with you. So they had to bid farewell to their families or their homes and then come here tonight. So thank you, everybody. Without further delay, I would like to call Mr. Bhaskar Kalale, the president of TiE Mysuru, on stage to deliver the welcome address and opening remarks. Energy.
Thanks very much, Adarsh. Good evening to everybody. And as Adarsh said, it's good to see a good crowd on a Saturday evening. That shows that all of you are interested in listening to General Ray. And but before that, I of course welcome all of you, including some of the faculty members from 10X International, or soon to be launched 10X International in Mysore. So thank you very much for coming and gracing this occasion today. This is your first exposure to TiE Mysuru or the TiE ecosystem. I hope you will find the entire interaction and the environment conducive for you to keep coming back for more and more such talks. I'm going to sidestep the regular protocol. I apologize to General Ray and others. And I would like to, Vikram Muttana is here with us today, and I would like to recognize his presence. Can you please bring up that slide, please? And I would like, on behalf of TiE, Vikram, I want to convey our deepest condolences to you and your family on the passing away of your father. It's been a pleasure knowing him. He is one of the pioneer entrepreneurial person in Mysuru, and we at TiE Mysuru had the honor of honoring him for the Lifetime Achievement Award 2 years ago in 2023. And this is the picture when we had the privilege of honoring him. We all obviously miss him because, if anybody who has interacted with him or had interacted with him would know, and Vikram would definitely know, how much of trouble that he had to go through to set up his press and his newspaper in Mysore. Right from getting the government permissions and regulations, et cetera. So he was nothing but a grit, a determination, and perseverance of what an entrepreneur should be. That's why I thought today that it is very fitting that we start off this evening session, paying tribute to somebody like Mr. Ganpati today. He's not with us in physical form, but I'm sure he's here with us in spirit. So thank you very much again, Vikram, for coming today. Coming back to the main program today, I have known General Ray for I think about 6 years now. And the reason I've known him is for last 1 year or 6 months I've known him in person, but my son studied in his school in Bangalore. So, and every time that, every year, the annual day, every time we went to, for the annual day, I was absolutely mesmerized with his vision, his clarity of his thought, and how he was able to inspire his students who are nothing more than 9th through 12th graders. And in fact, last time when I met him, I showed him the notes that I had taken on my phone every time I heard him speak. Right? It's an absolute visionary, and we have been trying to get on his schedule and his calendar for the last 2.5 months. And finally, we managed to get him to Mysore today. So I obviously am waiting to hear. And he's full of wisdom, full of ideas, and full of energy and enthusiasm. And I'm here to listen and learn and absorb as much as possible from him. So without further ado, I welcome you all, and I please sit back, relax, and enjoy General Ray's talk. So over to you, Adarsh.
Thank you, Mr. Bhaskar. The profile of General Ray runs into many pages, and over the last couple of days, me and the team here at 10x Mysore have been trying to craft it into something that I can read out here, but it's still, I've managed to get it to a page and a half, so please bear with me as I read his glorious profile.
We can skip it.
I'll just read the highlights
It
then.
doesn't make a difference.
Okay, thank you, General. So I'll just read the highlights and then hand over the stage to the General. So Lieutenant General Arjun Ray is a decorated officer of the Indian Army, best known for his visionary leadership during Operation Sadbhavana in Ladakh. At that time, when the conflict threatened to destabilize the region, General Ray championed an unconventional approach that was not rooted in force but in empathy. Under his command, the Indian Army brought education, healthcare, women's empowerment, and digital connectivity to remote Himalayan villages, transforming the role of the armed forces from a war fighting to nation building. For this and numerous other contributions, he was awarded the Param Vishesh Seva Medal, one of the highest honors conferred by the military. But General Ray did not just stop at the border. After 4 decades in uniform, he turned his focus to education. As the CEO and Managing Director of the Indus Trust, he has established one of India's most respected networks of international schools. His vision is clear: prepare children not just to thrive in the 21st century, but to lead it. He believes that the future belongs to entrepreneurs and innovators, and that schools must become ecosystems of creativity, design thinking, and leadership. The 10x School of Innovation, his latest venture in Bengaluru and Mysuru, is redefining what a school can be, a launchpad for creative disruption, ethical leadership, and lifelong learning. He has been recognized as one of 6 IB world leaders in rethinking education and received multiple Lifetime Achievement Awards. He even holds a patent for AI-integrated humanoid classroom robot, a symbol of his commitment to bringing the socio-economic gap in education through technology. He's also the author of 3 insightful books: Kashmir Diary, Psychology of Militancy, Peace is Everybody's Business, and What Google Cannot Teach. These books span conflict resolution, leadership, and the future of learning, a testament to a mind that continues to reflect, challenge, and reimagine. In a world that is hungry for powerful, purposeful leadership, General Ray stands out not just for his foresight, but for his follow-through and his ability to turn vision into impact. So please join me in welcoming to the stage a soldier, an innovator, an educator, and above all, a nation builder, Lieutenant General Arjun Ray.
Mr. Bhaskar Kalale, distinguished members of the TiE chapter of Mysuru, Mr. Vikram Mutanna, a very distinguished journalist, not only of Mysuru, but I would say maybe India. Mr. Rajiv, who is the principal of 10x, and I see a lot of young college students in the audience. The basic theme of my presentation today, where I would like you to focus on, is what Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, said. In a world of constant change, the real startup is yourself. You are a startup, not your company. You are a startup. So startup is not a business strategy or a philosophy. It is not about the invention of problems, products, and platforms. In a world dominated by artificial intelligence, climate collapse, disruption, acceleration, change, and the coming artificial general intelligence, when machine intelligence will surpass, it already started to surpass human intelligence, the reinvention of man is more important. This is I would say, the signature theme of my presentation to you this evening. You might be wondering why I'm using slides today, when many speakers prefer a more conversational style. Normally I would do that also. But for this address, from startups to StartupYou, I feel certain visual anchors are required. They're required for two reasons. Slides will help me to make you understand and appreciate the meaning of StartupYou and present a potentially abstract concept, not generally understood, minimalistically practiced through visual methods. And second, slides will help me to explain to you the core concepts of StartupYou so that our question-answer session can be meaningful. And I would request the members to focus more on the StartupYou aspects than how to make a glass or how to make a chair. Most of these things and even more complicated things are being done by AI and will be done by AI. So today I will share with you an alternative, traditional model of entrepreneurship. A model of entrepreneurship which is gathering pace in the world today and which is the future of entrepreneurship, a future that has already arrived, a future that is not evenly distributed. This is the 10x philosophy based on exponentialism, and the 10x school in Mysuru, Bengaluru, and now coming up in Hyderabad also, and Coimbatore, is that future schools are schools of innovation. Not innovation so much of products or solving problems, but reinventing themselves. You all heard of Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel laureate from Bangladesh, who is currently the advisor there and is the head of the interim government. He said something very, very deep, which has influenced me a lot and has moved me towards this whole concept. Can I have that slide, please? All human beings are entrepreneurs. When we were in the caves, we were all self-employed. And that is how human civilization started. From a water molecule to a chimpanzee to Homo sapien to what we are today. All by following DNA instructions. That is a fact. We evolved by solving problems, adapting to crises, imagining tools, and creating meaning. This was the giant leap from instinct to insight. Now, I would like to speak in slow motion on the concept of life entrepreneurship, which is a misunderstood and ill-practiced concept today. At its deepest level, deepest philosophical, innovative level, life entrepreneurship is not limited to launching startups or scaling enterprises or ventures. Life entrepreneurship is also not a business strategy. It can do business, but it is not a business strategy. It is the application of entrepreneurial processes and competencies in your life. Like visioning, problem identification, problem solving, prototyping, experimenting, and risk taking. This is the model of leadership today. Because leadership and entrepreneurship are two sides of the same coin. The product now is not a company. The product is you. You are the startup. In this coming age, the greatest innovation, as I said earlier, will not be in products, problems, and platforms. The greatest innovation will be the reinvention of the human being. Today, and maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, cognitively we will not be able to compete with artificial intelligence. But where artificial intelligence or even AGI, the advanced model that is coming, is called singularity or super intelligence. When machine intelligence surpasses human intelligence, AI cannot compete with us in human values and our self-innovation. Not machines, not markets, but you. Have I made myself clear on this? There are 3 big ideas which I want you to mull over, not today, but in your own time, on entrepreneurship and leadership, how they're interconnected. Can I have slide 2, please? One by one. The first big idea is that entrepreneurship and leadership are two sides of the same coin. In 21st century, you cannot be a leader unless you're an entrepreneur, and you cannot be an entrepreneur unless you're a leader. You can't have one without the other. The second big idea, all entrepreneurs are leaders, but most leaders are not entrepreneurs. How beautiful. All entrepreneurs are leaders, but most leaders are not entrepreneurs. And thirdly, entrepreneurship is a new form of leadership. Leadership in the face of uncertainty, chaos, complexity, ambiguity, and visionary thinking ahead. In my experience of 83 years in the military and in education 25 years, and all my readings, just about 1% people in the world are visionary. And with this coming looming wave of super intelligence, those who are not visionary will perish. There's no question about it. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen in another 4.5 years, 2030. That's what the gods of AI are saying today. Even if they are wrong by 4 to 5 years or 10 years, it's going to happen in your lifetime. So we have got to get our act together. These are the 3 big ideas which underscore my presentation. To lead in the age of AI, what is most important and what is most misunderstood is entrepreneurial agency. This agency is lacking. This is why children of entrepreneurs seldom become entrepreneurs. They are employees of companies, or they are working with their father's business and hoping that everything goes well over there. Agency, I feel, is the bottom line. It is the foundation of business entrepreneurship or life entrepreneurship. And this is something, agency is, I take on the responsibility for my own learning, for my own growth. My hand, my destiny is here. I shape it. I get help from others, but I am responsible for it. So what is lacking today in our whole discussion, and I feel this is the trend we should discuss in our TiE chapters with our young friends over there. Without agency, you cannot be an entrepreneur. Period. जब फादर एंटरप्रेन्योर है, बेटा एंटरप्रेन्योर क्यों नहीं बन रहा है? उसके पास एजेंसी नहीं है. He's not got any agency. Let me give you another example. We talk of design thinking process and we talk of the ideation phase. I think that's the third phase, third step in the process there. True ideation does not happen unless and until the members of the team there have an independent point of view or independent thinking. How we do our design thinking process is, okay, you five, you come along, okay, you must have 40, 50 girls, men, women, experience, age, generation difference. No, sir, that doesn't matter. Unless the members are independent thinking, they have an independent mind, you end up with groupthink. And therefore, ideation does not happen there. So agency is something which I would like to underscore for business entrepreneurship and for life entrepreneurship. And when we are coaching young people how to become entrepreneurs, doesn't make a difference business or life, agency is missed out. They are not going to be entrepreneurs unless they have agency. Do they have agency? Today, 90% of a child's future, his college, his school, the subjects he takes, what job he should go in for, whom he should marry, when the child should be produced over there, mom and dads and grandparents decide. Very few people decide on their own. Where is the agency? That is why children of entrepreneurs are working as employees. So this is a very significant part, and I would like during question and answer session to have your views on this particular aspect. So instead of you picking my brains, I'll be picking your brains. So we are now living in this new world order where no skill is permanent. And in this new world order, there is no such thing as a skill. What matters is a mindset. Creativity is not a skill, it's a mindset. It's left brain plus right brain. It requires critical thinking, it requires discipline, it requires a 20-mile march, it requires you to be paranoid. There is no skill, it's mindset. And to develop a mindset, to cultivate a mindset is a huge big challenge. No career. There's no such thing as a career. This is why the education models are flawed. And one of the reasons where we are in this shit today is because the education model is 400 years old. From the time the Gutenberg press was invented in the 15th century till today, the education model is the same. Do you know that all the great reforms in education have not been made by teachers? By scientists, psychiatrists, sociologists, philosophers, not one. What happened? This is the reason why today we are stuck. There's no such thing as a career. Jobs will keep on changing, AI will keep on replacing you, disruptions will keep on happening over there. So, the basic purpose of education, which we have instilled in 10X and our Indus schools, is to help the child, to empower the child, to create her own future. We do not know what the future is going to be. We cannot predict what the future is going to be. No predictions can be made. Social, political, financial, we can't make a prediction. The future is full of probabilities. The future is full of unknown unknowns and known unknowns. They're only not possibilities, but probabilities. So we have to help the child, empower the child through vision, through purpose, through creativity, that she can create her own future. There's no such thing as a career today. We are all startup in progress. Each one of us in this room. You are the prototype, you are the venture, and you are work in progress. If you think you are not work in progress, I suggest you should rethink your whole philosophy of life. This is the essence of StartupYou. The belief, the deep philosophical belief that you are the most important person in your life. This is not a narcissistic philosophy. It starts with this self-efficacy. I am the most important person and therefore I can help everybody there. It's a mindset of what I call self-authorship. I am the author of my life. To lead myself first and then others. If I can't lead myself first, I can't lead others. So, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need just more business entrepreneurs. Half of this job will be taken over by AGI, or 3/4 will be taken over by AGI. And AGI, what you take X number of years to do it up there, they will do it in X number of minutes, or X number of hours. We need entrepreneurial leaders who can do business, who can lead others, who can be change makers. So let me restate the core message. Every entrepreneur is a leader. But most leaders I come across in the world today are not entrepreneurs. There are 6 key entrepreneurial qualities that every leader must have, and this is shown to you on a slide. Entrepreneurs don't copy the future. They invent the future. They create the future. I have spoken a lot about agency. They don't wait for permission. Like Nike, they just do it. Do you know how Nike got this logo, just do it? Anybody in the audience? Nike shoe. The greatest serial killer in the world was to be executed at 5 a.m. in the morning. This is a true story. You can check all these particulars from Google. And when he was strapped up, the priest asked him, anything you wish to say before you die. A lot of people say they are very sorry for what they have done. Some are not repentant for what they have done there. Some talk about God taking care of them. He said, please, for God's sake, just do it. Get over it. That became the Nike ad. Just do it. That is agency. Bias for action. While others overanalyze, entrepreneurs just do it. So bias in action, they're action-oriented. They're outcome-oriented. Let me share with you what I as a CEO face. When I ask a school leader at every different level, what is your plan? What are you going to do? So he says, sir, our plan is, on this slide, we will do this, we will do this, we will do this, we will do this. I say, I'm not interested in your bloody activities. I'm interested in your outcomes. We are not outcome-minded, we are activity-minded. Coming to this TiE meeting is an activity or is it an outcome? Outcome means I learn something, I think over it, I become a different person. I have come to TiE to understand or to learn something XYZ. We are all the time activities. This is called the caterpillar procession. You know, caterpillars move in a procession. If you take a pot and put some food over there, and you put caterpillars around there, they will keep going round and round and round and round and round till they die. But they will not eat the food. We are like that. We have to be outcome based. That is what I mean by bias in action. Action is not activity, action is the outcome. Empathy. The most misunderstood word. We all say in design thinking, empathy, human empathy is the first phase. We all talk about empathy hona chahiye, empathy hona chahiye. And when we ask somebody what is your understanding of empathy, the common understanding of empathy is that I can walk into his shoes, step into his shoes and feel what he is. Am I right? It's bullshit. If you do not understand your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions, how the bloody hell will you understand somebody else's thoughts, feelings and emotions? You can't. So self-empathy is the step one. Step one for empathy. Without self-empathy, you cannot have empathy. And to have self-empathy means mindfulness, meditation, solitude, spending time with yourself. You have to fall in love with yourself. So empathy today is not understood. And extreme ownership. They don't blame. They are part of the solution, they are not part of the problem. They redesign the system. Any questions on these qualities, what they mean? How do we create the outcomes? We all know that this is what we got to do, and we can write books and books on what is to be done. But what is the outcome that you're looking for? That is the challenge. This brings me back to the first slide I showed you by Reid Hoffman. In a world of constant change, the real startup is yourself. So startup is the philosophy of treating your life as a startup. We have to constantly pivot in our own lives, work life, personal life. At times we have to disrupt ourselves to change our direction. Therefore, you are the CEO of your time, you are the CEO of your mind, you are the CEO of your choices, you are the CEO of meaning. The question for you is, are you? Are you? A business entrepreneur builds businesses and ventures. A life entrepreneur builds vision, agency, purpose, and identity. So you ask a person today, I don't want to try it out here because some of you may be embarrassed. I said, who are you? Say, you come for an interview, I say, who are you? He just sort of, splurges his LinkedIn profile. He says, I'm a teacher of this thing, I'm a business of this thing, I'm this, I'm that, I've got this degree. I'm not very interested in that. That's not your identity. I know, I've got your CV, I know your name is Arjun Ray. I know how old you are. I know what courses you've done, what medals you've got. I'm not interested in that. Who are you? How have you impacted the world? That's what I want to know. That is your identity. When we say Mahatma Gandhi, what comes to our mind? Non-violence. When we talk about, say, Mother Teresa, we say compassion. When we talk of Martin Luther King, we say civil rights. That is your identity. So who are you, your identity? How many of us have an identity? So that is the thing which we have to work towards. So when we talk about life entrepreneur, a life entrepreneur has got an identity. Your qualifications are meaningless. They don't have any value today. Therefore, as a StartupYou, this is the sort of life practice which you must do when you prepare young people or prepare yourself. Yeah. Write your personal vision statement. This is the most painful act, the most difficult act, which only 1% are able to do. Therefore, to be this great entrepreneurial leader, you have to be part of the 1% club. You have to be part of the 1% club. Write your personal vision statement. And ladies and gentlemen, your vision comes from a higher goal, higher purpose. It emanates, the source, the mother source of a vision is your higher purpose. आपका लक्ष्य क्या है life के अंदर? What are you living for? Money, fame? No, that can't be a higher purpose. When I achieved great success in bringing peace in Ladakh, I said to myself that life cannot be to be a bloody general, to have medals over here, to be famous, to be on CNN all the time. If that was so, it makes a nonsense of any god, guru, or religion you believe in. And my understanding came after I was 56 then. At the age of 56, by then I had been to so many wars, so many low-intensity operations, so much of violence. It had no impact on me. I did not change. I did not change because I learned accidentally. Like the accidental Prime Minister, I was the accidental general. I started to self-reflect. It's only when you self-reflect that your purpose comes. And from the purpose there flows out a vision. The why of your life flows out from that. So purpose with reflection, self-reflection, not reflection, self-reflection. Call it introspection. Reflection is about what is happening in this room. Introspection is what is happening inside me. As I listen to you, as I speak to you, what are the thoughts, emotions, and feelings going on inside me? That is introspection. Disrupt yourself before the world does. Now, there are many things which you can do to disrupt yourself. You're all from a business entrepreneurship background. You know what business disruption means. How do you disrupt yourself? You disrupt yourself by taking on a challenging goal. A challenging goal is an audacious goal. It has a 70% probability of failure. An audacious goal is going to throw your life-work balance out of gear completely. Are you ready? If you have the guts, we are on track. If you can't disrupt yourself, you're not going to move forward. Because we are all status quo minded. We've been used to certain ideas of thoughts about life, about self, about religion, about this, about that. You've got to disrupt yourself. And the only way you can disrupt is by setting challenging goals for yourself, stretch goals for yourself, which are impossible. They're called moonshot goals. In entrepreneurial language, they're called moonshot thinking, moonshot goals. Live in a permanent state of beta. always learning, always upgrading. And beta learning does not mean knowledge about. It is knowledge to do and knowledge to become. You got me? Knowledge about is not enough. वो तो AI भी कर लेगा. Knowledge to do, I have to translate that into action, and in that process I must become wise. Become. That is my identity. Pivoting. When we find we are being stonewalled, like in business we pivot. We quickly change direction. We prototype new paths. We experiment. We treat failure as a feedback. And we keep on reinventing ourselves continuously. Testing and iterating from feedback. Now feedback, can I come to feedback? In a hierarchical society like ours, feedback is extremely difficult. Feedback means candid feedback. Our feedback is, you are a good chap. I think you've done a very good job. इसको ऐसे देख लेना. Is this how you train champions? Is this how Muhammad Ali is taught? Or Michael Phelps becomes the greatest Olympic sportsman? Is this how people who break world records and anything? Is this how feedback? Feedback has to be candid. It has to be brutal. You only give a brutal feedback to the people whom you love. If I'm not interested in you, I will not give you any bloody feedback. I'm not interested in you. If I give you a feedback which is candid, it means I'm interested in you. I want you to be different. I want you to become. You must have the courage to accept feedback and to give a feedback. I will show you a slide to try and compress it. Since you all are also involved in training of young people, I think we need to look at the definition of young in 21st century. You can be 21 years old and be bloody old. You can be 90 years old and be young. Let me tell you the formula for longevity. All the companies, big companies in the world are pumping in money. Most of the money is going into longevity. 60, they don't consider anything. At 60 is just a youngster, adolescent. Usko cricket bat de do, let him very well keep playing around what he's doing there. 70 is young. 80 is doable. 90 is reachable. 100 is the benchmark for most of us. Those who are exceptional are moving to 120 and to 150. When we say living to 100 or 90, it is not living in a bloody wheelchair or in Manipal hospital. It is being productive in life, being productive in society. We're living a productive life. Kissinger writes his biography at the age of 100. That is productivity. It is not just living, it is being productive. You don't get 10x results with 10x thinking. It is not enough to be 10% better. Like we make the budget. Budget was 100 rupees last year, this way make it 110 or make it 120. You have to be 10 times different. That means, can you please stand up? You all know him, please tell him who you are. I mean your Wikipedia. Okay, so now you generally know he is a member of your team also here. He's, example, I had the fortune of having served with him when I was a corps commander. Percent better will not do. He has to be 10 times different. So when his course-mates and his colleagues meet him now, they will say, ये लगता तो भास्कर है, ये नहीं लगता तो ये भास्कर है जिसका रेस्टोरेंट है यहाँ पे, but he's different. He talks differently, he thinks differently, he's doing things differently, he's impacting life differently. That means you have to be 10 times different. This is called moonshot vision. This is 10x. Tendulkar wears a 10, Messi wears a 10, Ronaldo wears a 10 on the t-shirt there, because they are exponential. Yeah. I've spoken with this. You need a lot of moral courage to pursue a purpose. Most people, even your loved ones, will tell you, don't waste your bloody time on this. Don't be weird. Don't be woke. I've spoken to you about entrepreneurial agency. A man who can innovate under uncertainty. Now this is important, technology mindedness. Next. This, I'm sure many in the audience who are from a science and engineering aspect will not agree with me possibly. You can be a PhD in science and engineering, but you may not be an innovator. And that is the case of most people. The world does not want teachers in maths, they want mathematicians. They don't want a physics teacher, they want physicists. They don't want business teachers, they want business entrepreneurs. As a tourist, I was going down Stanford and I was walking past and I saw Condoleezza Rice walking past. So I asked my chap who was taking me around over there, I said, what is she doing here? She's teaching the undergrads. Imagine a US Secretary of State. She's a practitioner. We need practitioners to teach. So practitioners may not, they are technology minded. Most mathematics and STEM people are not technology minded. They know about, but they cannot do, they cannot help the student to become. Have I got the point, sir? Thinking in multiples. One second. Anybody in the last row there, what do you think is the length of this room? Just take a guess. Anybody in the last row? Normally in schools, जो बदमाशी करते हैं ना, उनको पीछे बैठाते हैं उनको सबको. The teachers' pets are sitting in the front rows. Anybody in the rear row can tell me what is roughly the length of this room? Roughly 25 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters?
It's about 80 feet, 80 to 100 feet.
How many meters is that? 30 meters? Let's say 30 meters.
30 meters, yeah.
So, is this 30 meters? Now, there are two people. One is linear minded, one is non-linear minded. One is technology minded, one is science minded. The science minded chap, the mathematics chap says this is 30 meters. He can measure it and tell you that. So there's something called doubling. In exponentialism, there's called doubling. So 3 plus 3, he has come, using that rule, come 30 meters. But 3 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 81. 81 plus 81. This 30 meters is equal to 2 billion steps. Walking around the planet Earth 2 times. Let me take you back to chess. There are 64 squares over there. The guy who invented chess was called by the king. And he said, this is something marvelous which you have created. Ask me for anything you want. I will give it to you. He said, sir, I only want you to put 1 grain of rice in the first square. And just keep increasing doubling it. that comes to as high as Mount Everest. If you put 1 grain of rice in the first square and you keep doubling it, doubling effect over there, those 64 squares will be a mound of rice as high as Mount Everest. That is exponential thinking. That is being technology minded. Systems thinking, ecosystem thinking is quite self-explanatory. And the next one is inner mastery. Inner mastery is not mastery of chemistry or being a Nobel laureate. Inner mastery is about self-awareness. Who am I? My thoughts, my emotions, I'm aware of them. It's about social and emotional intelligence. Some of you may not be aware that social and emotional intelligence is a major threat today in society. I speak you with a great authority on all the research that is available today in the world and in India. In the top Ivy League colleges of America, 51% students suffer from depression and anxiety. In India, 51% youth suffer from depression and anxiety. If you read Jonathan Haidit's books over there, 70% to 80% teachers suffer from depression, anxiety, stress, burnout, loneliness. Students who are in grade 3 are excited to go to school, 74% of them. When the same kids come to grade 9, only 26% want to go. They say, school sucks. The teacher sucks. So if the kids are not engaged, if they are stressed out, they're not interested there, how is learning going to happen? Social and emotional intelligence is a serious threat today. And therefore, if you want to be an exponential mindset, you have to have very high levels of social and emotional quotient. This is a serious threat today. At Indus, and I would say even in an organization, the mission which we have set out for ourselves is just one line. Academic excellence. Academic excellence is not getting 100 out of 100. It is converting that 100 out of 100 into innovation. And human values, love, discipline, respect, empathy, forgiveness, reverence for life, higher order emotions, which AI can't tackle now. This AI will tackle. And innovation. This is the exponential future. I finally come to the role of TiE and I have some proposals for you. From whatever literature I have got, or those people who are in TiE who are known personally to me, TiE is primarily responsible for building companies, getting funding or giving funding, and how to scale ventures. This is a crucial part of TiE mission, but TiE must take a bigger leap. And this slide encompasses what my recommendations for TiE are. From supporting startups, business startups, to scaling entrepreneurial culture in schools and society. This is becoming. The first part is doing. So first shift which you got to make, my recommendations, from supporting startups to scaling entrepreneurial culture, entrepreneurial agency, all those things I've been talking about in the last 40 minutes. Second suggestion, from enabling business creation to nurturing self-creation. How do I recreate myself? And thirdly, from funding ventures to fostering exponential leaders. If I was to do a market survey, I would look at the indigo culture, indigo colors over there. This is how I would evaluate a tie-up, a tie. And each of them is a PhD by itself, each of them is an MPhil by itself. कैसे करेंगे, कब करेंगे, कहाँ करेंगे, किसको करेंगे? Ladies and gentlemen, in the coming age of artificial general intelligence, which is going to surpass human thinking, entrepreneurship is the last frontier of human agency. Machines are going to outthink us, but they cannot dream us. They cannot lead with conscience or create meaning with love and courage. I again want to draw those three big ideas so that you don't forget. Can I have that slide on again, please? All together. This should be in your pocketbook. Like Rahul Gandhi carries the constitution, or like Mao Zedong had his red book for the cultural revolution. To me, this is the pocketbook of TiE. The true entrepreneur, according to me, does not scale companies. The true entrepreneur scales hope, scales dignity, scales meaning, and scales future. Therefore, I say to you all, don't just launch a product. Launch yourself 10 times better. Don't just build ventures, build visionaries. Don't just wait or prepare for the future. Create it 10x better. And as the famous Leonard Sweet said, the future is not something we enter. The future is something we create. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Light in pe rakho bhai, I have to see them. I have to empathize with them, I have to see them. Because you want to ask, I was told 45 minutes question ka time hai.
Yes, I will.
Let me tell you one thing, all questions don't have to be answered. In life, everything cannot be measured. Can you measure love? Can you measure forgiveness? You can't. And there's no need to measure it also. You've got to feel it. So, I would say that our session should be, instead of asking, ye kaise hoga? Nahin. You have to figure it out yourself how it is to be done. Or you can say that this is what is bothering me. I'm not an alchemist.
Good evening, General Ray. Been in the ecosystem for 3 decades.
Can you speak a little slowly so I can note down your question?
Yeah. So, best talks I've ever come across. So, thank you so very much for what you just spoke.
Thank you.
As you asked the question, who are we?
It should not be the best talk, it should be the best learning.
Absolutely.
Best talk is an activity. My coming and talking is an activity.
Absolutely.
But
You
the
asked a-
outcome, so you should be more keen on the outcome part.
Absolutely.
I'd be very happy if there was an outcome of that.
One outcome, sir, you asked who we are. I say I'm an alpha female. That's how I call myself. My question to you, sir, you've led military, you've been in army, you're leading entrepreneurship. What's a couple of things that you see similarity in an entrepreneurship journey and in army? What do you think you're applying, or we could apply something which we could take away with your experience? Thank you.
When I introspect or reflect and go back, I rewind my videotape of life. I have learned personally that I was able to cultivate a sense of history, a historical mind. And I was able to cultivate this because I do a lot of deep reading. In fact, my personal library is about 4,000 books, all annotated, all recorded with my reflections on them. So when I faced this incipient insurgency which was spilling into Ladakh from Baltistan in POK and Kashmir Valley, everybody said that I should use the gun. I had the gun. I had a lot of military power with me. I decided not to use it. Because Mao Zedong had said something in 1928 that political power comes out of the barrel of a gun. Political power, insurgency is a political problem. And political power does not come out of the barrel of a gun. Therefore, I decided not to use the gun. The second big lesson which I had learned from history, mainly the Vietnam War. After the war got over, the American delegation was led by a man called Harry Summers, Jr., for the repatriation of the prisoners of war. And during one of their breaks in their discussion, he said to the North Korean colonel, his name was Colonel Chu, he said, "Can you give me one example where this great mighty American army was ever defeated in battle?" He said, "It is irrelevant. You lost the bloody war. You can win all the tactical battles and lose the war. In your personal life, you have very sort my mother-in-law out. You may lose the war. You may win it. You may defeat your mother-in-law, but in the process you may lose the war. So winning the war is more important than winning battles." And I applied that over there. I did not know anything about purpose. I had been to Sri Lanka against the Tamil Tigers. I had been in insurgency. I had been in East Pakistan during the 71 war, 65 war. A lot of insurgency. In 1989, I was a brigadier in Kashmir Valley. I learnt nothing. I learnt nothing. I said to myself what the German general said in the Nuremberg trials. Obedience to authority. We were carrying out orders. Ek goli, ek dushman. So there was no time to think or reflect. But now with these great mountains all around me, I was influenced a lot by William Blake, the great poet William Blake. Again, my deep reading. He said, "Great things are done when men and mountains meet. This is not done by jostling in the street." So that mahol, that vatavaran, that environment of Ladakh, huge mountains, you feel yourself so insignificant there. So a lot of intellectual humility came into me. And when we achieved success, self-reflection, I never reflected before. I suddenly realized that this cannot be life, purpose of life. And I packed my bags, and 2 years before my time, I came to Bangalore. On 31st of March and 1st of April, I started my work, founded the school. So I think a sense of history helped me to understand many of these concepts. Then I understood the importance of women and children in a conflict area. Women and children bear the brunt of domestic violence, societal violence, and war. Just see what's happening in Gaza. 70% of the victims are women and children. And if you want to stop all this nonsense which is happening over there, you have to empower women. And if you empower women over there, violence will automatically, because women understand the value of non-violence. So I worked a lot on women there. And this all was done in 9 months. I also learned that from the fact that many of my colleagues said, this is not our bloody job. Our job is to kill people. हम Rottweiler हैं. So I said, no, the role of the army is not to win war. It is to prevent war. So these are all thoughts which came because of my reading and my dialogues with myself. I understood the importance of women, women's empowerment. Just imagine if Gaza, women and children had not been affected, the fate of Gaza would have been different. So, historical readings, deep reading, finally, accidentally, I landed up into a purpose through self-reflection. I think these are the biggest learnings from myself. And whatever I've said today, these are actually my personal lessons put in a more structured form for an audience like you. What is the biggest question you would like to ask yourself? What is the question you want to ask yourself? Not me. I may be able to help you out there. Ask yourself that question.
Sure. Can I?
श्रीमान मेरा नाम ये है, ये मैं सवाल अपने आप से पूछना चाहता हूँ.
हाँ जी. So General Ray, I am Ram.
I am
Ram.
Ram.
Yeah.
So what is the question which is bothering you?
Yeah. So General Ray, to your point, a lot of us in TiE are involved in some ways or the other working with students and young entrepreneurs. I have two questions constantly bothering me, which hopefully you can shed some light on. One is, at an age where knowledge acquiring has become meaningless, because knowledge is available at the click of a button.
No, you have to have knowledge. I'm not saying it is meaningless. It is only a stage.
Correct.
An initial stage. You have to have knowledge about.
Correct.
Knowledge about, knowledge to do, knowledge to become.
Right.
That is the sequence.
Correct. So my question is, knowledge was given a lot of importance and probably the most importance at one point. But we are at a stage today where knowledge is acquirable much more easily than it used to before.
No, today I'm glad you asked this question because we have to now shift gears into wisdom.
Yeah.
Teachers are not knowledge providers any longer.
True.
They are wisdom workers.
True.
Have you understood that point?
Right.
So we may have knowledge, but we may not have wisdom. I may have knowledge about, I may be 100 out of 100 in maths, chemistry and physics. Crack all the bloody JET and NEETs over there, but I may lack wisdom.
Right.
So the new definition or understanding of knowledge is wisdom. Have you got something?
Yeah.
To be wise, you need knowledge about, but you need, say, ethics. You have to be ethical about it.
Yeah.
You have to be exponential about it. You must have a vision where you apply it over there. That is wisdom.
Yeah. And my question was on those lines. I think I see more and more the need and importance of somebody being emotionally intelligent, stable, balanced, and probably also philosophically.
I would say emotional regulation.
Okay.
I would define emotional intelligence as emotional regulation.
Right.
For example, if I get angry, we are all human beings, I must become aware that I'm getting angry.
Correct. Right. So my question is, are our schooling systems, I know you're trying to do something different using 10x, etc., and probably did very different things using Indus. But today, are our schooling systems geared to provide the emotional intelligence?
They're dead. they're dead as dodo.
So this,
The purpose of education cannot be to score 100 in your exams
yeah.
and to get a job and to get a college placement. It makes a bloody nonsense of human intelligence.
Yeah.
And you're putting our kids on a suicidal path by doing that.
So my request, General Ray, I'll complete my question so that, people also can reflect on it. So at a time where emotional intelligence and probably even philosophical and spiritual consciousness is needed for us to be more meaningful, I don't think our schooling and college ecosystems are providing that.
That is why we in 10X is a model which is attempting to do that. And our Indus schools are attempting to do that. Our Indus Bangalore is ranked number 1 in India.
Yeah.
Pune is ranked number 2 in India.
And
Belgavi, which may be the size of Mysuru, is ranked number 3 in India.
Right.
Hyderabad is ranked number 5 in India.
Good to know that.
So the point is that we have to try. We may not succeed, but life is not about succeeding or failing. Life is about trying. When you die, the only thought that comes to one's mind is that, did I do enough? Could I have done more? All people who die, they think like that. A lot of research has been done on the last thoughts of people, that could I have done more for my children? Could I have done more for society? So it's the effort that matters.
Right. And an extension of that thought, General Ray, is brain drain is a phenomenon we're all grappling with. And you made a comment when we were talking prior to the session. 90% or more of your students actually end up going out of the country.
Therefore,
what do we do for nation building?
Therefore, for nation building, what we are doing in 10X is that we have to reverse the brain drain. Ghar Vapsi. If India is going to be, or is likely to be, the 3rd largest economy by 2030, it cannot be unless you stop the brain drain, reverse the brain drain. Education, I believe, nation building has to be an objective in nation building. You have to first build your own house before you start building houses elsewhere. That, I think, is the bottom line. It may be selfish, but charity begins at home first. If you can't look after your own children and your home, and you're busy looking after your neighbor's children over there, I think you need your head to be examined.
So any reflections on how do we truly bring people back?
So in education, you got to inspire people. In fact, I would say that, without getting too much in detail, that instead of empathizing with people, you must inspire people. The first stage in design thinking may not be empathy, it may be inspiration. So I think it can be done. It is difficult, but try it. Keep trying.
Startups with the hope that one day they will become investment worthy and they bring some innovation.
Let me come closer to you.
Yeah. Especially the bias for action. I recollect the movie Dirty Dozen, where the US Army General brings those criminals and how they conquer, and he just briefed them what is to be done and nothing else. The challenge I face while mentoring the startup founders is I don't find this bias for action. So I tell them that either you have a fire in the belly or I will set your tail
Therefore,
on
sir,
fire.
this fire in the belly has to be ignited by you.
That's why I'm setting the tail on fire.
There's dead wood and coal lying there. You got to strike a spark in them.
So that is a big challenge I'm facing. So how do I do that?
Do you inspire yourself? If you can inspire yourself,
Sure.
you can inspire others. And you inspire themselves by role modeling. People only learn 3 ways. Example, example, example. To say कि उठो, जागो, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. जब आप खुद उठेंगे और जागेंगे, वो आपके साथ चलेंगे.
Thank you.
समय लगता है, लेकिन हो जाता है.
Thank you.
You're not asking any tough questions. TiE Mysuru is not asking any tough questions. Here.
Sir, can true leadership begin with leading yourself in a way that people drawn to your journey in a natural way?
Leadership begins with you. You have to lead yourself first, then others.
Yes, sir.
Simple.
Like it should be in a natural drawn way. Like,
can that be very natural to everybody is a kind of a question.
yes, sir.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
If you think it is natural, if you don't think it is unnatural.
So how they can translate it to the others when they are keep doing but not able to translate it to another part.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is one mechanism for change and transformation. Call it law. The mechanism of change is when I change, the world around me will change. Period. You don't worry about others, you worry about yourself. अगर आपने परिवर्तन करना है, innovation करना है, change करना है, the mechanism is that when I change, the world around me will change. If you wait for others to change, change will never happen. The ladies have not asked any question. Is there any rule in TiE that ladies are not given any? One single lady had the courage, that's about all. No, we must ask another lady to ask a question there in the audience. Let these kids ask, a lot of kids over here. Come on, please ask some questions.
We go there, sir. Change makes us alone, right? A lot gets left behind.
There's a difference between aloneness and loneliness. Aloneness is a spiritual concept. Loneliness is a medical state. Ladies are very quiet. Yeah, you had asked something.
I'll do what you think.
Okay, so
I'll think first.
Yeah, so all the kids who come from colleges and schools with their blazers and ties, please ask.
Hello, sir. My name is George and I'm coming from Serbia. I have a question regarding, so how does your cultural background as an Indian entrepreneur affect this your approach to self-reflection and learning
I'm not clear.
in
What
business?
Can
Sorry?
you clarify? Anybody clarify? I'm not clear what your question is.
Background as an Indian entrepreneur influence your approach to
My
self-reflection?
cultural background.
Influence your approach to self-reflection?
Firstly, I'm a world citizen.
Excuse me?
I'm a world citizen.
Yeah, I meant.
To me,
in
Serbia
general.
is as important as Singapore or Nagaland.
Sorry?
I think globally and act locally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just meant like, is there any cultural background, some approaches that coming from cultural background that affects your self-reflection, let's say, your approach to self-reflection when it comes to business?
If you're too culturally oriented, if your understanding of culture is your cultural roots over there, it can be very dangerous. It can be very dangerous. You must break those barriers, I feel. Because anything you do affects us. If Donald Trump doesn't have a good night's sleep, we are affected by it. Yeah. He gets up in the morning and says 25% plus penalties coming, it may be 100%. We cannot be living in silos. We are all interconnected. We are all interconnected. And that is how the human race has come up. From water molecule, we started and we are what we are today.
Probably it's better question is like our cultural practices in India is influencing the leadership qualities and also the entrepreneurial thing in a differently than elsewhere.
Of course, you're right, it does influence. But you must have the strength not to be influenced by it.
Yeah, because it's your opening remarks on that. You made it very clear that entrepreneurs are the leaders, but vice versa is not true. Kind of stuff.
All entrepreneurs are leaders, but most leaders are not entrepreneurs. And most leaders not in India only, everywhere. At every level.
The message most of the startup founders may be looking at, I want to be my own boss. It means that
you are the CEO of your life, please understand that.
Correct,
Yeah, that's all.
But the attitude and that leadership kind of a thing which reflects in the execution part, probably that's where the challenge comes for them. How do they lead that transition?
For that you need courage. हम होंगे कामयाब.
Good evening, sir. My name is G.K. Monish. I am from Vidyavartaka College of Engineering. I have a question for you.
Speak a little slowly so that everybody can get your question.
Sure, sir. How do you deal with self-doubt in early uncertain stages of a new startup?
How do you deal with it?
How do I deal?
Yeah.
I want guidance from you.
How do you deal with it?
I am asking for guidance.
You are all looking for answers. This is the Indian education model. What is the capital of India? Let me put it this way, that you ask the children, all of you, all grown-ups, let me ask you this question. You are representing a large number of kids in the classroom. What is the capital of India? Capital of India?
State, I mean.
The capital? I'm doing history with you. I'm asking you, what is the capital of India?
Delhi.
Delhi. Okay. Now, question 2. Can a country have more than one capital? Now you got to think, isn't it?
Maybe.
And my third question is, should a country have a capital?
Not necessarily.
So that is why, so when you, if you're asking me a question, everybody will give the answer. But when I ask you, should a country have a capital, you can't, you have to bloody think about it. And people may not agree with you. So our education system has brought us up to just give right answers in a limited time and to crack our JEE and NEET examinations. So now you ask yourself this question. Yeah, go ahead.
So that brings me to another question.
Let that chap, but listen, can we have ask the question first? She's a lady also, and ladies are not very active here today, so let's give her a chance. Okay, go ahead.
So first of all, I would like to lay my outcomes of this session.
Lay my?
Outcomes, what I've learned from this session.
No, outcome is what I will do.
Yeah.
Outcome is that today I will do this from tomorrow before sunrise. That is an outcome. To say I have learnt everything is not an outcome. Knowledge. It is a knowledge about. Right, my personal. Now you go to do knowledge to do. Then you will become knowledge to become. Then you will become wise. That is wisdom. Wisdom is to become.
So yeah, StartupYou is something that I've been, reflecting on recently. Like not the exact term, but what the session that you have done it. And today.
Some people call it solorism. Entrepreneurism, solorism.
Have been following, be the change or changing yourself, developing yourself is eternal and it is exponential.
What did Gandhiji say? Be the change you want to be, isn't it? When you change, the world will change.
Yes.
You should not, you tell me, what is that one thing you will do today? One thing that after this discussion we have had today, your name is?
Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, will?
First of all, I'll go home and I'll take down all the papers that I have.
There has to be something which pierces you, isn't it? There's something, remember one thing in life, in relationships, in love, in life, in politics, the first cut is the deepest.
Yes,
the first cut is the deepest.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I have developed a relationship with certain things, probably my career has to be in certain way. I have to get into this company, get the job. I'm going to cut down that kind of relationship in myself.
Those are not going to be there. Those jobs will not be there. Today, as I speak to you, the results as far as last month were concerned that 25% of Harvard, Stanford, and all Ivy League colleges in America, students who had done management were not getting a job. No job. Are you science? No, sir. Out. Harvard, we are not interested. Computer applications, not interested. Management, not interested. No jobs for them. 25% guys in the top colleges of the world. They're not interested. Life has changed. वो तो computer कर रहा है. 25% of all white collar jobs have been taken over by computers, by AI. They're not interested in you. So you may say, if you are in America, you have no future as in management.
So yeah, my question is that StartupYou is eternal. No, we are learning, we are developing ourselves, we are changing ourselves continuously. But on the way of changing ourselves, like till our death, we might face many challenges. Internal, you have given us the answer. The internal
challenges
factors
are good.
Yes, exactly. The internal
adversity is something which is to be prized.
True. So the internal factors have got the clarity that what should I be and what should I want to do in my life. But what about the external factors? Now, just as I step out of the room,
Don't worry about external. You worry about your internal factors.
Sir,
The external
but
will take care, and so be it. To bloody hell with them.
in a country like India, it somehow matters, especially for women.
You have to have no. Women are very strong in India.
Yeah, true. I
In
agree.
fact, men may think they run the roofs and the homes. They don't. They actually don't run it. It's the wives who run the bloody home.
I absolutely agree, sir. But like when I step out of this room, I'll have to deal with my college, my teachers, my parents, and etc. So I believe that you should not alone learn yourself, but you should also bring other people along with you so that they can also have startup you in themselves. So what's your take on that? Like, can you give
What
some
I'm
tips
saying is
about
that if Lakshmi wants to change, she has to change first. Don't expect your mother, your boyfriend, your husband, your spouse to change. You have to change first.
So, but changing is continuous, na? So I'll be changing till my
I
death.
told you have to keep on reinventing your life throughout.
Yes, exactly.
Change is the only constant today. Okay, yeah, what is your, sorry, come back to you now.
Yeah. Okay,
What is your
sir.
self-doubt?
Sir, as you said, education system is training us in such a way that we are uncertain to answer.
So you have a self-doubt, isn't it?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what was my question.
Now, let me tell you something. Self-doubt is something to be very proud of, happy of. Self-doubt is the beginning of knowledge. When a man says, I do not know, that is the beginning of knowledge. When a man says, I know everything, that is the death of knowledge. So it's a very good thing. It's a very positive sign.
Sorry to interrupt, General. We'll just take one last question and then talk during networking.
I'm okay.
First question I can ask Lieutenant General Ray, and it said it's not yet that evolved. Before the General takes a seat, we would like to call him on stage again to receive a small token of appreciation from TiE. Summarize everything that he said. I'll just leave with 3 points. One is the product is you. There's no skill that is permanent. It's about the mindset to learn and evolve. Well, he said people are pushing to live up to 150, right? And General is just about 81 years young now. 83? Well, again, this is something that Google cannot teach you because I got that from Google. Thank you, General. So it's hard to imagine that an 83-year young man was here for about an hour and a half, giving a rousing address as if we were ready to take the call and walk out and do some great things. I hope the outcome is that we go more motivated, we grow more in love with ourselves, of our country, and deliver some great impact and outcomes. So thank you, General, for the amazing session. It was one of the sessions that had pin drop silence, I feel. The Q&A session was more of a debate. No, the mind was, I think, internalizing and trying to process everything and what it could retain. It would be great if we can have the slides, the formulas that you've created, which people can reflect on and try to internalize it. I think it was so much information. We are not deep readers, I think, here, nor deep listeners. But I'm sure certain things that you mentioned will surely stay with everybody, and they will go back, relook at the video of this session and relook at the materials that you're going to share and be far more inspired to do great things. So thank you once again for traveling all the way, for spending time with us, and for sharing your insights, and for engaging all of us. We are going to have a networking dinner. I'm sure many of them have many more questions to ask. So we look forward to interacting and networking with you.
So before they bring that up, Adarsh, I'll just give you guys a cue. I'll take 5 minutes. It's a business side of our monthly event where I want to give some updates on some of the things that we have been talking about. Guys, please shut this off. Please. Yeah, let that be there. We'll think what. So simply, wow. So I said in the beginning that every time I've heard General Ray, I've come out with so many nuggets and so many gems. And again today, if I have to do, I've taken so much of notes today. right? So I can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and God knows how many pictures I've took of him or videos of him speaking. Every time, as I said, hopefully everything that I said in the beginning, you guys also realized why I so desperately wanted General Ray to come and address us. Thank you so very much once again, sir, for being here. But as I said, this is now the business side of our monthly event, where we wanted to share some of the critical initiatives that we have been working on over the last 2, 3, 4 months. And I think at least one of those initiatives will resonate with General Ray, what he talked about, and which is about inculcating the entrepreneurial cultural values from school. So instead of school, we are starting from the college, but it is fairly close enough is what I believe. But I would request Ram to please come and talk about the next founders update. Can you go to the next slide, please? Slide number 2.
I'm hoping somebody else will do the vote of thanks. Thank you, General Ray. I think after your speech, I'm not sure how much of audience attention I can continue to grab, but we are doing something, almost an outcome of what you just spoke just now. So this is also the first time we are revealing this program in some detail to the larger audience. Thanks to all our institutional members. We've been speaking to them over the last 6 months or so, and there has been some very active and specific feedback on the need for TiE to play a key role in shaping the future of the students who are graduating from all these institutions. Keeping that in mind, we are going to launch a program next month called The Next Founder. And as you can see, X is capitalized to talk about things being large and inclusive. The basic content and idea of this whole program is as follows, right? Tap the students as early as you can. Just give them about a year to settle down in college. By the end of the first year, create some inspiration for them. And over the next 2 years, give them all the goods that they need so that by the time they graduate, they don't have to stand in queues to join one of the corporates, but they can actually have an MVP that they can demonstrate to the industry. That's a larger vision with which we have done this program. So this is not any other program which is like a competition, right? There are no prizes here. It's not about doing something, cramming things up, coming and presenting just because you have a podium finish. That's not the intent here. The intent here is about nurturing entrepreneurial skills in college students so that the next set of founders for Mysuru can actually come from within the ecosystem, from within the institutions. So we are opening this up to about 100 students. There is going to be a process through which the 100 students are going to be shortlisted. The first year is going to be a lot of inspiration, creating a lot of orientation to what entrepreneurship is all about, getting success stories shared with them so that they feel that they can also do this. We are working very closely with industry to see what kind of problems are facing industries in Karnataka and in India, and to see whether solutions can be formed towards those problems. So we are trying to sign up about 20 industries over the course of the next few months. And so the first year is going to be a lot of these activities. And the second year of the program is going to be putting them in groups of 2, 3, or 4 based on their desire, and making sure that they're actually creating a product or a service which is meaningful and needed for the market space. So this will be a 2-year program. The culmination of the program hopefully will be an opportunity for every student who is part of the program to say, I don't need to be part of the campus interview because I'm going to graduate as a founder, right? So our hope is that we'll have the industry join them in the last year. We'll have investors being present in the same session like this. And hopefully all of them, become founders as they graduate, right? That's the vision of the program. I greatly appreciate all the institutions that have been part of the ideation process. We are in fact having a more detailed meeting with all the institutional heads day after tomorrow, following which we will start some action towards making this a reality. And General Ray, this is the right time for me to say that you've started 10X in Mysuru. I think it'll take you a few months to get settled down, and hopefully yours will be the first school that we can extend this program to, is what we are hoping. And in some ways, you can see this is an outcome of the speech that you've given. And I'm happy to know that TiE is also thinking the same way. So what you see here is a quick calendarization of the whole program. We had a meeting with the TiE board last week, and we got the formal approvals. We are going to start getting all TiE members participate in this program. So this is not some exclusive club of 4 or 5 people who are going to be running this. Every person who's present here and who's not present here, as long as you want to shape the future of entrepreneurship of Mysuru, kindly raise your hands. There are so many different ways in which you can be part of this program. You can be a mentor. You can be somebody who can take a masterclass on something. You can be a volunteer to do a hackathon. You can help with ideation. There are so many ways in which we can do this. So this is not a closed club of people who are going to be running this. So I'm really requesting everybody who has the time and the inclination to contribute to this to please raise your hand so that you can be part of this. We're going to have some key meetings with all the participants between August and early September. And we are starting, the formal launch will happen on September 19th. And, I'm hoping, General Ray, you can join us during the launch. It'll be a proud moment for us, and hopefully you can partake in this event as well. Yeah? Thank you so much.
So just to let you guys know, this is all thing that team has been working very, very hard and diligently. What you're seeing is just maybe 5 minutes presentation or talk from these individuals, these friends of our TiE. But there's a lot of work that has gone in, hours and hours and hours of work in terms of brainstorming, what is to be done, how it is to be done, who the audience is, etc. It's almost been like a startup itself, or ideation itself. So Ashwin, please.
Good evening, everyone. General Ray, thank you very much. As a leader, I realize that, there is a gap in visioning, and that's what I take back. And tomorrow, early morning, that's what I'm going to be doing. Right? And I am a part of the PR and branding initiative at TiE. We've been doing a lot of amazing work at TiE. We are, as you all know, at TiE, we've been trying to foster, as our tagline says, foster entrepreneurship, provide guidance, as well as provide nurturing. Right? This is something that we've been seeing, how do we get this out into the public so that more people can make use of this wonderful platform that we have. So in this direction, we've done a lot of, as Bhaskar ji said, we've done a lot of brainstorming in terms of who's our audience, how do we reach out to them, how do we look at early stage startups, how do we look at people who've just got ideas, how do we take it to success. So we've been having a lot of discussions on this. At TiE, as you understand, we offer mentoring support, expert connect, networking opportunities, as well as a lot of education on entrepreneurship. Now, for this, we've been looking at a lot of innovative ways of doing outreach. One of this is we've been talking to some FM channels in Mysore to try and create a startup program. Something which is not educational alone, but something which is entertaining as well as gets the word out on entrepreneurship. Another thing that we've been envisioning is a sort of startup corner in leading newspapers. And Mr. Vikram sir, I request that, just like how you've always supported us, we will approach you at some point, and we can see how to take this vision of creating this property in Mysore. Another thing that we've been doing is coming up with mentoring request forms on our TiE website, so that if there are any entrepreneurs who want to talk to our CMs, then they get a opportunity. And all our events, we've been doing a lot of social media for our events. We've been taking these videos, we've been taking nuggets from these, making reels out of this so that we reach the young audience, as well as we've been doing pre and post press releases in Kannada and in English. Lastly, another thing that we are creating is video testimonials from members after events. So that's another thing that we are creating. A lot of work is going on behind the scenes on getting this word out, trying to see how do we foster entrepreneurship, how do we support entrepreneurship, and how do we grow entrepreneurship in Mysore. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ashwin. In the interest of time, I'll just run through the couple of other slides that we have. Shiv, is the one who is leading this TiE University program. And just a quick update, it's again an initiative of TiE Global that TiE Mysuru is participating in. It's a total of number of applications so far have been 52. And as I said, Shiv Shankar and Professor Kishan, who is standing here, and he will come onto the stage in a minute or in a couple of minutes. They are leading the effort. And just an idea for you to know where exactly we stand with the TiE University program. Next slide, please. So these are TiE University timelines. So far, I don't want to go through each one of them, but this is going to run through all the way till January of 2026, where TiE Global, TiE University Global, is going to happen, and Pitch Fest, TGS, for those of you who do not know, is a TiE Global Summit. TiE Global Summit this year is going to happen in Jaipur, and some of you, if you realize last year, TiE Global Summit was co-hosted by TiE Bangalore and TiE Mysuru. This year, it's going to be in Jaipur. Pitch Fest in Jaipur on 5th of January 2026 is when it is going to be. Next slide, please. TiE Women is another initiative from the TiE Global, which TiE Mysuru is also participating very closely. So far, total number of applications is 16. Dr. Srilakshmi Desiraju and Vidya Patel are the members who are actually leading this effort. The idea behind both TiE University and TiE Women is to empower students in the case of TiE-U, and TiE-W empower women, founders and entrepreneurs to come forward and leverage all of the resources that are available through TiE ecosystem, not only here in Mysore alone, but across the globe through our platform. So again, grand finale is going to be during the TGS in Jaipur on January 4th, 5th, and 6th. Next slide, please. So this is another initiative. It is still work in the process or work in progress. It's not something that has been completely vetted out, but this is something, a vision that I have of taking Mysuru or TiE Mysuru beyond the shores of Mysuru, so as to speak, within maybe 50 to 75 kilometers radius. The idea is to go into tier 3 and tier 3-4 cities to build a culture of entrepreneurship amongst the youth as well as the existing entrepreneurs in these cities, and hopefully also ignite the fire in the belly, so as to speak, for those young entrepreneurs, and also promote cultural entrepreneurship. This is something that is being talked about a lot in TiE, particularly TiE Bangalore. We are going to be working with a few members from TiE Bangalore to promote cultural entrepreneurship, going into places like Chamarajanagar, Hunsur, Gundlupet, Madikeri, and even up till Mandya. So this is the work that is still underway, and Ravi Shankar, who is PR expert, is going to be is actually already helping us on how to take it. So it's a hub and spoke model. Mysore will become the hub, and all of the others will be like satellite TiE centers. So essentially, to get the culture of entrepreneurship inculcated into people at a very, very young age. Next slide, please. And other updates, we as TiE Mysuru is actually working or having started talking to a company called Simsi.ai. And some of you are probably already testing this platform out. It's an AI-based platform that actually, it's an innovation management platform. Simsi.ai. We have already had 3 or 4 rounds of discussions with the founders of this company. Some of you are actually testing it right now in different roles. People who have early ideas of what to do. So ideation process, how do you take it from the ideation to essentially 2 rounds of funding? So each step of the way, what the success factors are, how do you measure yourself, what the metrics that you should put up for yourself, what are the goals that you set up as an entrepreneur for yourself to take your enterprise forward. So that is how this startup and innovation platform called Simsi.ai is going to be. So very soon we'll launch it out there, and it most likely going to be free for us, all of our members, and we'll see how we can leverage this platform to help all of you. Plus what Ram talked about, the next founder series as well. By the way, it helps you to assess the skill sets of a person to be an entrepreneur or not, because not everybody can be an entrepreneur, right? So it assesses the skills based on some AI models and so on. TiE sponsorship opportunities, I've already always talk about it. We do need funds to run these programs. We have sponsorship levels defined, so I encourage all of our members and member companies to please come forward and help us out. We can't run these programs without active financial help from people. As you know, we are not supported by anybody else. It's all self-funded. So we depend heavily on the sponsorship from our member companies, or members companies, I should say. So please do come forward. It starts as low as 10,000 rupees a month if you can, and goes up to annual sponsorship. In that respect, I really thank Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, KDEM, for short, their generous contribution for us to take these, bring these programs to you. And I also want to thank Chevron Laboratories, Sam Cherian, and he has been a great supporter of TiE, but we need more. So please do consider sponsoring our events. It'll help us a lot to foster entrepreneurship. You guys are here, and I hope you're all enjoying just the kind of programs that we bring today, where great speakers and great visionaries like General Ray can come and help us out, or make us think beyond our regular boundaries that we have always been thought about. We are also working on TiECon 2025, which would be the flagship event, as always, every year. And it's going to be sometime in the month of December. We haven't put up the dates yet, but soon we will see the dates. So once again, thank you very much. And I think Kishan wants to do a vote of thanks, and I think the drinks and the food is waiting. So it's left to Kishan to keep it short.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. As always, with my privilege of rendering the vote of thanks, I wholeheartedly extend the thanks and greetings to Lieutenant General Arjun Ray for enlightening the entire audience, irrespective of the type of membership. You enlightened each and everyone in the audience. A big thanks to you, as well as a salute from TiE Mysuru chapter as well, sir. Thank you so much. Indeed, I extend my thanks to Mr. Bhaskar Kalale, President TiE Mysuru, for entering his welcome address, as well as notifying the highlights of the plans and executions to be done from TiE Mysuru as well, along with Mr. Ram as well as Mr. Ashwin. I thank Adarsh Ramesh for making this event a great, good going, being the anchor and MOC for this event. Thank you, Adarsh. I also thank all the board members, charter members, student members and associate members who are part of this event for making this event a great success. A big thanks to all of you. We also extend our thanks to the Le Ruchi, who have been rendering the services on food and catering here. I also extend thanks to Mr. Jai Prakash Chopra, who is the co-founder of Spaceman Spirits, who is providing us with his Samsara Gin brand, couple of bottles to taste. And to all the student members over here, liquor is only for associate members and charter members, not for student members. So for student members, the liquor is banned. So altogether, I thank each and every one of you for your time, as well as contributing to the great success of this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Kishan. General, please don't take me wrong, but my scope of work, as you know, in social media is to take a good picture of you receiving a memento and post it on our social media. Otherwise, my activity is not done and outcome is lost. So the outcome will be that whenever we look at the picture, we remember your rousing call, and then we go and try to make the world a better place. So I invite you on stage to please receive a small token of appreciation and a picture. And I call on stage Mr. Bhaskar Kalale, the president of TiE Mysuru, Mr. Ram, the board member of TiE Mysuru, and Shabarishan charter member TiE Mysuru, to please come on stage and hand over a sign of our gratitude to the general.